In this video, I'll be showing you guys how you can set up an automated system that extracts invoice data from Gmail and sends it to Google Sheet automatically. All right. Now, if you're an accountant or a small business owner or someone who is just simply tired of processing invoices manually one by one, then this video is for you. And also, if you're someone who is just selling AI and automation solutions to businesses, then you can watch this video. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can set up an invoice processing system automatically. It's going to process all the invoices, extract all the information such as the invoice number, the tax rates, all the relevant information, and it's going to store it in Google Sheets right away. All right. So as you can see, this scenario is how it works, but I'm going to show you step by step how you can build this up by yourself. And I'll be also be providing this template absolutely for free at the end of the video. All right. All right. So now I'm going to show you guys a quick demo of how this is actually going to work. All right. So for this example, I'm gonna be using this invoice. So as you guys can see, there's the client's name over here. There's the invoice number. It's just a basic template. So I'm gonna be showing you this as an example, just to make you guys understand how this actually works. So as you can see, there's the total amount here, tax rate, all the information is over here. So I'm gonna send this email. All right. And I want this email to, holy shit, so big. I want this email to extract all the information from Gmail to Google Sheets. All right. So whenever I send this email, including this attachment, I want all the information to be organized in Google Sheets. So let me just send an email right away. So I'm just gonna include a subject name invoice, and then I'm gonna be sending this attachment. Alright, so as you guys can see, this sheet is now empty. So as I've sent the email, this sheet is still empty, this Google Sheet. So I'm just gonna run this automation which I've built. So as you guys can see, it's currently off right now, and it will run every 15 minutes. So if you're receiving a lot of invoices, then it's going to process all the invoices all at once every 15 minutes. All right, and then it's going to extract the information. So now I'm just gonna click on run once, and now you'll see how this actually works. So it's actually passing all the information from one point to another. So it's now currently now converting the PDF into images. Then it's going to pass on to ChatGPT to analyze the image. Then it's going to parse that data and then into pass it into Google Sheets. I know this might sound a bit confusing or a bit complicated, but trust me, if you do it step by step, then it gets easier. All right. So as I previously showed you just a second ago that the sheet was empty. So after it's automation, this is how the sheet will look like. There you go. Here's the invoice number, the invoice date, the due date. The due date wasn't available in that template, in this template, so it is showing currently empty. Client name is the current client name is here. The tax rate, the total amount. So let's just match the information. All right. So as you guys can see, here's the total amount. It's correct, 8,798. Invoice number was 12345. Invoice number, yeah, it's over here. Then the invoice date, yeah, boom, there we go. So now I'm gonna be showing you guys how you can set up this automation by yourself. Right. So this is a very useful automation, and this literally automates the entire process of manual data entry jobs, right? So if you're processing invoices manually, this is really helpful. This is actually a no-brainer, right? So I'm gonna be giving up this template for free. You can find it out in the description down below. And now let's just get started with the scenario. All right. So first we're gonna have to set up a Gmail connection. So by the way, I'm building this on make.com. If you're not familiar with the platform, it's where you can build powerful automations. So yeah, let's just get started. So now I'm gonna be using Gmail. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of options over here. So I'm gonna be using this one, watch emails, because I want this only to trigger when I receive an email, all right, which contains the invoice. So I'm gonna be clicking on watch emails. And after that, there's a lot of filters that we can apply. So that's a good thing. So you'll have to create a connection. So to create a connection is the best if you have a G Suite account. So if you have a G Suite account, then it's pretty easy to set up. Otherwise, if you're connecting this with a personal account, then there's a few extra steps that you guys need to go through. You can find it out in this online help. Just click it over there, and they'll just show you the steps. It's one thing for it's for another video, right? Anyways, let's just get started. It's a simple filter criteria. Okay, so of course it's gonna be for only unread emails, right? So it's for incoming emails which are not read. But we can also set this up for all emails or only read emails, as you guys can see. I mean, there is a lot of options over here which makes this more flexible. So I'm gonna be clicking on the show advanced settings. Now, as you guys can see, we have a lot of more options over here. Now this is really cool. So if, for example, if you have a specific partner who's only forwarding you the invoices one by one, then you can just set up his email over here. So it's going to extract all the information, all the invoices from this email only. All right. But if you do not have a specific email address, then yeah, it's no need. I mean, if it's coming from lots of different other emails, then yeah, you can just leave it empty. So now, as you guys can see, processes only emails that contain a specific character string in the subject. Now this will only process the email if the subject line for the email has a specific keyword. So for this example, I'm using the word invoice. All right, so if the subject line from that email has the word invoice, only then it will actually process that email. Okay, so now we're all set up. Only unread emails, invoice. Yeah, we're good to go. Now we can, there's a lot of options over here, so we can like that automation can start from now on. So for the upcoming emails from this time, or for all emails, or emails for us from after a specific date. So yeah, it's quite easy to understand. Now I'm gonna be setting up another module. It's gonna be Gmail module, so it's gonna iterate attachments. So what it's gonna do is basically it's going to iterate over the attachments, the from the emails basically. So if the email has the PDFs, it's basically going to iterate over the PDFs. It's going to go through the PDFs. All right. So after that, we're gonna need something such as PDFGo. So this is a module where you can actually convert the PDF from your email into an email. All right, so as you guys can see, we need this module to convert our PDF into image, right? So convert from PDF into images. So let's just click on this one. All right, so before I continue with this module, I just want to let you guys know that you need to set up a connection for this pdf.go module. All right, so it's another software that you guys will use. So it's quite easy to set up. It's actually free for the first month. So if you guys like, if you're setting this up for the first time, then you'll just see a documentation right below, and you'll just click it over here. It will take you to a website. Then you can actually create a free account, and then they will provide you with an API key. All right, so you guys might be seeing a secret key or an API key which you'll need to input if you're opening this for the first time. As I've already registered an account, so it's showing up like this. But if you're opening it for the first time, then you'll need to put in your API key, which you'll get after you log in into their website and create an account. Right? It's free, by the way, for the first month. So yeah. Anyways, let's just continue. So it's going to be upload a file. Yeah. So file, it's going to iterate from the Gmail iterate attachments module from the previous one. So after that, we're gonna convert it into, let's just say JPG. I'm just gonna convert this into JPG. Let's just skip this empty, we don't need it. Now we want to download the file. All right, so we're just gonna export. The export option is going to be, the output is going to be in a URL format. So that if you click on the URL format, it's going to download the file basically. All right, so after that we can click on OK. I know this might sound confusing a little bit, but after the end of the automation, when I explain it all at once, then you guys will understand how this is actually working. All right. So now, as we have just converted the image, so as you guys can see in the last step, so it's converting the PDF into images. So now we're gonna be using the ChatGPT image analyzer module. So as you can see, analyze images. So this model of ChatGPT basically it analyzes the image. So in that case, the image is going to be the invoice. All right. So the invoice was initially sent to Gmail account, and then it's converted into an image, and now it's going to be analyzed by ChatGPT. All right. So there's a prompt over here which I'll just share with you guys in the description down below, so you guys can see how it works. This is the entire prompt basically. It's quite big. Let me just copy it. I'm just gonna paste it over here. All right, so as you guys can see, this is the prompt for analyzing the invoices and extracting all the relevant information. So you're an expert at analyzing invoices. Your role is crucial in accurately extracting important information from invoices. Analyze this image of the invoice and extract the following key piece of information. Now I've asked it to extract only this information: invoice number, invoice date, due date, client name, tax rate, and total amount. I'm just showing you guys for this video, but if you want extra information such as bank name or any other information from the invoice, then you can just put it over here. Simply just add it over here, and then ChatGPT will simply extract this information. It's that simple and that easy. All right. So yeah, your output should be in plain text formatted as JSON structure using key value pairs without through adding any additional explanation. Basically, we're just asking it to provide the output only in JSON format in plain text. Like the format has to be in JSON structure, but in plain text. All right. So if for any chance the invoice doesn't not include any information such as the due date, for example, like if the invoice doesn't have a due date over there, then it will just output the information as unavailable. So if any of the information is not available in the invoice image, you will output the value of the JSON key as unavailable. This is exactly why you saw the unavailable value over here, because yeah, the due date was actually not over here, all right, in this invoice. So yeah, anyways, you can actually customize this prompt in your way, in every way you want. So yeah, you just have the option to just set it up the way you want. I'm just using this as an example, but this is a very good prompt in my opinion. So if you can just simply modify it a bit, just personalize it a bit in your way according to your needs. So follow the example below the output, below for the output format. Ensure accuracy in extraction and confirm analyze the information. All right, so basically this is the entire prompt. So now I'm just gonna click on OK. You can simply copy the prompt. I'll be just sharing with you guys in the description down below. So yeah, now I'm just gonna select the model ChatGPT 4o. You can also select the ChatGPT 4o mini. It just costs a little less token, but ChatGPT 4o it's the most advanced version. So yeah, also we need to click on add images. So now we're gonna click on where is that, we're gonna click on the URL over here. So yeah, after that we can simply click on OK. We're gonna move on to the next step, which is gonna be parse the JSON structure. So if you guys remember, we have asked the ChatGPT to parse the information in JSON format. We want the output in JSON format, right? So we're gonna use the parse JSON module over here. So basically it's going to parse the information and just convert it into a JSON structure. This gets a lot easier for us. Like after the information has been converted into a JSON structure, it gets easier for us to pass the data simply to Google Sheets. All right. So I'm just gonna add another module. So it's for Google Sheets. So I'm just gonna click on add a row, and after that I'm gonna click on spreadsheet. So the name of the spreadsheet was invoice from Gmail. Oh, invoice from Gmail. So let's just click on that one. All right, sheet name, sheet one, and after that we need to click on show advanced options. We're gonna have to click on raw because we want only the raw data to be passed on to Google Sheets, and click on unformatted yes. All right, so now it's almost done. We just need to go through one more step to make this finally work. All right, so if I want to pass the information to Google Sheets, then I need the invoice number and the invoice data extracted from the image, right? But I haven't run the automation yet. That's why I'm not seeing all the information over here. So if I run the automation once, you can see that there is nothing, there's no output from the parse JSON structure. So I need to run this automation once, then it'll work. So let's just run it for once. uh, I'm just gonna modify this a little bit just to make this work. So folder, it's gonna be inbox. Just modifying this a little bit just for the moment. All emails. Let's just click on all emails. I'll just change it the same the way it was to run this. So after we click on run once, It's processing all the information. Now, after going through this step by step, so as you guys can, if you guys remember, there was nothing from Parse JSON module before, right? But if I click on it here now, you guys can see that we have the invoice number, the invoice date, the due date, client name, all the information. We all have it now. All right. So yeah, there it is. So now let's just click on invoice number. This is where it's just placing, mapping the values accordingly. So due date, client name, tax rate, and then it's the total amount. As simple as that. So yeah, now it's good. So if you guys were wondering why it wasn't showing up, it's because we haven't run the automation yet. Like the parse module, the parse JSON module, it wasn't run yet. So there was no information to be passed on. But as we've run the module once, now we've placed all the information. So now, after we just set this up the way it was, so I'm just gonna reset it the way it was. So it's gonna be for only 100 emails. Yeah. And after that, I click on OK. And from now on, yeah, so I'm just gonna click on OK. And after that, once we receive an email, it's going to transfer all the information to Google Sheets automatically. All right, so this is the complete automation. This is how it works actually. So yeah, and let me just show you guys one last example so that you guys can see how it actually works. So for this example, I'm going to be using this invoice. So I'm just trying it out with different invoices just to see if it actually works or not, right? And just to show you guys. So yeah, so this is another invoice. So it's got all the information, due date, all the tax information. Anyways, so let's just work with this one. So I'm just gonna send another email. I'm just gonna mention the subject word invoice as it was selected in my make automation. So now I'm just gonna use this one. All right, so I've selected the invoice. Now I'm gonna just send it up. So now, as you guys can see, so there was no extra information added in this Google Sheets yet. But if we run this automation one more time, which we've just built, this is the one we've just built. So if we run this automation one more time, I'm just going to click on run once. So now it's going to watch over the emails, iterate attachments. It's going to convert the PDF into image. Then it's going to pass over to ChatGPT in just a second. All right, it's just taking a little bit of time to process the image over here. Let's just give it some. Now it's analyzing the image and now it's going to finally pass it over to Google Sheets. So now as the automation is now complete, let's just check it out. And boom, there we go. It's that easy. It's that simple. I mean, if you're creating a scenario on make.com for the very first time, then yeah, it might just get a little bit confusing. You might get stuck in one or two more steps. But yeah, it's just easy to set this up once you get the hang of it. Anyways, I'll be just sharing the template with you guys in the description down below. You can also find the prompt which I've used in this ChatGPT module. So you can also find this prompt. And yeah, so this is exactly how you can actually automate the entire invoice data extraction process. So this can be like for this video I've just used it for Google Gmail. But if you're using from another platform, then you can also set this up on make.com. And if you want to transfer this data into a different CRM, so for example HubSpot or maybe Airtable, then you can also do this using make.com, right? Now, if you're wondering how this automation can actually help you, then I was actually supposed to show you guys at the beginning of this video, but I just messed up with my scripting. So anyways, I'm just gonna show you this document right now. So who is this automation actually for? It's for accountants who are managing multiple invoices from clients manually. It can be useful for e-commerce business owners, small business owners spending too much time on repetitive invoice data entry. This is a very common issue. Consultants handling various client voice invoices and tracking payments. So yeah, what's the struggle actually? First of all, it's insanely time consuming. And as we're in 2024 and we're in the age of AI and automations where you can actually automate these kinds of stuff very easily within just a couple of minutes and a little bit of experience. So yeah, why just go through the manual way, right? So manually copying invoice data from emails into spreadsheets, human errors. There is also a risk of human errors, and if inefficiency. It's definitely the most inefficient task out there right now, as there are lots of automation that you can use to speed up your business instantly. So yeah, missed payments, manual track invoices can lead to missed payments or follow-ups. Now how this automation can actually help? So it's a no-brainer that it can actually save your time pretty easily. All right, you just implement this once into your system, and then it's going to run this on autopilot. So it's going to run this for every 15 minutes. So after every 15 minutes, if you get up like thousands of emails, it's going to basically extract all the information and just throw it into your Google Sheets right away. But if you're using an accountant or someone else just to handle this part of your job, then yeah, it's going to definitely consume a lot of time, right? Minimize errors, reduce the risk of manual data entry mistakes, increase productivity, organize tracking. It's definitely going to store all the data in a very organized manner, right? So for this video, I'm just showing you guys, I've just shown you for invoice number, invoice date, due date, client name. But if you guys can just simply set this up in your way on ChatGPT, just give it the prompt that I want you to extract this and this type of information from the invoice, and yeah, it'll just simply put this up in that way. It'll just give the output in that way, and boom, you're good to go. Anyways, guys, this is the it. And if you guys actually found this video valuable, then feel free to hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you guys have any type of videos in mind that you want me to make it for you, it can be for AI and automations. So yeah, then feel free to leave it down in the comments down below. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. See you in the next video.